Believe it or not, Mirror's Edge was made by DICE and EA. I know this because I immediately recognized two of the models that they reused for Bad Company 1. So grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's dive into the world of Mirror's Edge. The first cinematic of the game talks about how there's an authoritative government that monitors everything down to the smallest amount of private information. Our character's name is Faith, who's known as a runner living off the grid. She's kind of a messenger and a smuggler who gets hired by people who don't want things to be tracked by the government. We meet her friend Celeste, who's a fellow runner, and here is where I learn all the basics. I'm talking sliding under vents, wall running, balancing on some pipes, and also basic combat skills.
Okay, that's enough training, ladies. Gotta get to the real thing.
You know, life as a runner is cool. We're parkouring from rooftop to rooftop, having a good time, and even going through vents. Ooh, what happens if I go down this vent?
With Monroe and Norman, it just makes me a lot of Hey, drop the bag and put your hands so we can see them, or we will
Just get the hell out of there.
Unfortunately for me, there were other security guards once I reached the top of the building. Once we escape all the security guard, the game jumps right into another cinematic. Good heavens! Faith is hearing police chatter about her sister and she's in harm's way. Our sister, who's a police officer for the city, is in danger, but once we reach the skyscraper that she's in, holy frutiger, aero, holy! Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I just got lost walking into his building. Oh, there's my sister!
Kate?
What are you doing here?
What happened? Did you?
No! You don't recognize him?
Should I?
It's Robert. Robert Pope?
Robert Pope is, well, was the CEO of his own law firm, but most importantly, he was a political candidate against the current government regime. Someone killed him and is framing our sister for the murder. On his desk, there's a piece of paper with the word Icarus, and we don't really know what it means, but hey, it's mine now.
Lose incoming, Faith. You might want to be outgoing right about, now.
This chase sequence is pretty intense. The SWAT has an attack helicopter shooting at me while we slide down the building. We get another cinematic of Faith talking with Celeste and Merc, the voice comm guy, and we're talking about the Icarus piece of paper, and Merc says this.
If anyone's heard anything, then you know who it'll be, Faith.
Who? Jackknife.
In order to find Jackknife, we gotta go underground and into the sewers. This level, environmentally, really makes me feel like I'm playing Boneworks again. I think it's just a tall, concrete level atmosphere, but... Whoa! Are those cops?
Nice shot! Falcon punch!
When we eventually exit the sewers on the other side of the city, a bunch of cops are waiting for me, but little did they know that fate was waiting for them. We eventually meet Jackknife at the coordinates that he gave us, and he makes us chase him around a bunch of rooftops until...
Oh, my leg!
Ooh, man, that's gotta hurt. Wow. Jackknife tells us that there's a man named Rope Burn, which... what an edgy name, man. And this Rope Burn guy has his own security company named Burn Field that was hired by Robert Pope. So he says that we should ask him.
Pope was a wrestling fan. He even employed an ex-wrestler to handle his security. Travis Burfield used to go by the name of Ropeburn. If I were you, I'd start with that glorified slab of meat. Happy hunting, Faithy.
We sneak our way towards Rope Burn's Burnfield business, and we run all the way to the top of the skyscraper.
If he sends you, we can both go to hell. No one threatens me.
Oh man, that looks really bad, but with one lucky QuickTime button prompt right here, we push him off the ledge.
Better talk fast. I can see your hands starting to sweat.
While he's hanging on for dear life, Ropeburn tells us that he has a meeting with the killer that he hired tomorrow at the New Eden Mall.
Who killed Pope? You?
No! I hired someone.
Who?
A professional. Meeting him tomorrow, 2 p.m. Take him in the mall downtown.
But just as I'm about to help him back up, someone shoots him with a Barrett 50 cal. As we descend the building, someone must have called the police to report Ropeburn's death because the police are swarming the place.
Oh boy, Blue's going into the subway. You gotta go deeper, Faith.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a train to catch to the New Eden Mall. When we get to the mall, we see a guy dressed in white and, hey, come back here! But we do all that chasing just for him to lead me to a police trap. And this part of the story was really cool because we're chasing after Robert Pope's murderer. And this person who's dressed from head to toe in all white is leading me inside a warehouse called Pirangelo Kruger, which is a private militia corporation who gets a lot of contracts from the government. Oh, it's all starting to make sense now. And I have to point out that this part of the game, there's so much action with a very impressive variety of weapons. I'm talking the G36C, the Barrett 50 cal, which is very fun to use, the Scar L, a weird looking shotgun from Bad Company 1, and also a light machine gun, all in the span of 10 minutes. And deep inside the facility, we finally discover what Icarus on the piece of paper finally means. Essentially, if you looked at the gameplay, we've always been able to run away from cops, no problem, just because they can't catch us. But the government is paying Pirangelo Kruger, the private militia, to train some super parkour police officers to eventually catch the runners that are living off grid. And finally, I encountered the goofiest boss fight I've ever witnessed because the whole time I thought that you just had to beat them to death and it was taking a long time because they have a lot of health. But then I realized that after a while, once the person becomes vulnerable, the pistol becomes red and it's up to me to get up and close to them, press triangle, and then we get an animation.
I tried to warn you off. I'm sorry. The runners are screwed. Icarus is just the start.
Why Pope? His campaign was getting unexpected support, but he got stupid. Found out about Icarus, so they had you kill him. Him or me. Sorry about Kate. Didn't know she was your sis.
This part of the game, I'm not gonna lie, I think is the worst part of the game because you have to parkour 8, yes, you heard me right, 8 separate flights of stairs in an abandoned building right in front of the police station in order to save our sister. But once we do get on top, we pull the JFK and shoot the transport police car with our sister in it. And we infiltrate the police station, and just like Arnold, we leave no stone unturned.
Hello, Faith.
Jack, you couldn't.
Attitudes like that. Well, that's exactly why I could.
Who's behind this?
Let's just say I know I'm the bigger fish on.
Who wrote the script? Basically, he puts our sister in the chopper. We jump aboard the not that clip. We board the helicopter, kick him out, and of course, it's not a dice game without a helicopter spinning out of control. We jump out, and the end. Did I enjoy the game? Yes. Was the parkour fun? Yeah. Was the combat any good? No. But I think it was made by design just to show that Faith isn't a gun expert, and I'm okay with that. And most importantly, would I recommend the game? Yes. And after 6 hours of gameplay, I would give Mirror's Edge 8 frutiger arrows out of 10. Thanks again for watching. Last week I made a video on GTA 4's Gay Tony DLC, which was a lot of fun to film, and someone pointed out that I was wearing an LA Kings t-shirt. So, little fact about me is I love playing hockey, I love watching hockey. Every time I go to an NHL arena, I always pick up a shirt. So I've been to 6 arenas, and it's on my bucket list to visit all 32 of them. So yeah, next week's video should be on Dead Island Riptide, that weird DLC that became a game. So yeah, hopefully I get to see you next week. All right.